So the whole goal of this funnel here is you're going to welcome your visitors, you're going to ask them a series of questions, and based on what the results are, you're going to bucketize them, get it, bucket IO. You're going to bucket them into a couple different categories and then offer them a specific sales message based on what category they belong to. Now, this is better than just offering one-time offers to people because, as you can imagine, it's speaking more to them. They automatically get that feeling that you understand them and you know them, and all is well and good with the world. So let's waste no time here and let's go ahead and show you how you can implement this using a free email marketing platform and a low-cost one-time fee Thrive plugin called Thrive Quiz Builder. And I've already installed this on one of my staging websites here. And so if you haven't done it yet, though, you can go to incomemesh.com/TQB for Thrive Quiz Builder, and that should show you their website. All right, so this is the Thrive Quiz Builder sales page, and essentially it's going to walk you through what quizzes are able to do, why it's important, and I really like this plugin. It's so fun to use, and this is my affiliate link, so if you want to support the channel, feel free to use that link. All right, so here we are. I've installed this quiz builder on the website here, and we're going to build out a very similar funnel to what he has here, asking a few questions, segmenting and tagging in your email marketing platform so you can then even launch different automations based on which bucket they belong to, and then giving them a specific sales message. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this tutorial. I love building quizzes. Okay, so this one you can choose to either start from scratch or do a list building quiz funnel. I like the list building. This wants you to get an email address before you show them your results. And we'll call this a bucket segmentation. So what shall we segment people on? I think we're going to try to figure out whether they should be using Facebook ads or Instagram ads. Let's just go ahead and use that. I don't know what questions I'm going to ask yet. We're going to figure that out as we go. So the first step here is you want to decide what type of a quiz are you trying to run. And Thrive Quiz Builder gives you 4 different types of quizzes. Number, where basically they want to see if they're, how high they rank on a certain scale. Not as helpful in this case. Percentage, category, and right and wrong. That's like a classic quiz for answering questions. Here we want to do a category because I want to figure out what type of marketing strategy is good for this user base. And so we want to give them a couple different options here. So I'll go ahead and say category, and now we get to pick the different categories that we're going to use. So I want to use this as marketing channels. So we'll say YouTube ads, Facebook ads, and LinkedIn. So these are going to be basically the outcomes that you could possibly get from taking this quiz. All right, so we have our different outcomes here. Now we're going to choose a style. This is just kind of a quick way to get started without doing all the design yourself. I like my quizzes to be very simple, very non-intrusive, so I like that top one for most of the quizzes that I've put together before. All right, and now we can go ahead and create questions and create our own dynamic flow here. So let's first start with our splash page. And we can go here to edit the design. You can even split test the different splash pages that you run to try to increase the conversion to get people to actually take the quiz. So here we go. So we're going to ask this one, or we want to start with a promise. What are they going to achieve? What transformation are they going to learn about themselves if they take this quiz? We'll say, what type of advertiser? Okay, so I built out a very simple promise page on the splash. So what type of advertiser are you? Selecting the right medium for your ads can reduce your cost per click, improve quality of lead, and reduce your refunds, all of which are very true statements. Let's just make this a little bit smaller here. All right, so we have our splash page here. You don't need to link up the buttons or anything. This is all done automatically for you with Thrive. We'll go ahead and save and exit and get into the fun part of this process. All right, so we'll exit out of here, and we're on the splash page. So we're going to come back here to return to our kind of main navigation of this quiz. And so you can see here, the structure is the splash page we just designed, setting up some quizzes, and then collecting their email address through an opt-in gate and giving these specific results. And this is going to mirror very closely what we're doing here. Splash page, questions, opt-in gate, and result page / sales letter. All right, cool. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and do some questions, create some questions here. And I love this builder. So you can do a very simple quiz or a very complicated quiz depending on your needs and what you want to do. So let's add our first question here very simply. So how old is your audience? Again, there's a ton of psychology in creating good quiz questions. I'm just going to go ahead and get some here just to give an idea, but this is not going to be the perfect way of doing it. So when you create your questions, you'll have a question, optional descriptions, and then the answers. So these are just very simple plain text. We'll say 18 to 30. We'll say 30 to 40. And we'll say 40 plus. Okay. And then you can also, because this is category, there's two ways you can handle this. We could either give it a one-to-one, where basically this answer only relates to a particular category, and you can pick the categories here. So we could say, for simplicity, if they're a younger audience, I'm going to try to be some, profiling here. So if it's a younger audience, let's say videos where they're at, YouTube is where we want to be there. If they're 30 to 40, they've got kids, they're young families, they're around for the beginning of Facebook, so we're going to go and say Facebook ads for them. And if they're above 40, they're corporate, career-driven folks, so we're going to say LinkedIn ads for them. Again, totally stereotyping here. That's the simple way to do it. A bit more, if you have one answer, for example, let's say 18 to 30, they're probably going to be mainly on YouTube, I'm guessing here, but 30 to 40, they might be 50-50 on Facebook and YouTube. So what you could do is say 0.5, for example. If something doesn't fully work for it, you could do that as well. For this one, I want to keep things simple for this quiz, so we'll just give it no weight. This answer goes to YouTube, that goes to Facebook, that goes to LinkedIn. Depending on your autoresponder, if you use a more advanced autoresponder like Active Campaign and Drip and some of the others, you can also add tags to that contact's record based on every single question they answer. So if they say 18 to 30, you can give a specific tag that says age 18 to 30, and that would go into their profile record inside of Drip as soon as they opt in at the end of the quiz. As I mentioned in this video, I want to give you guys a super affordable way, take away all the friction in better understanding your audience. So we're going to assume we're not using Drip. We're going to assume you're using MailerLite, which has a free plan, which is very, very valuable and very powerful of an email marketing platform. So we're not going to do this tagging, but I'll still show you how you can bucket them at the end of the quiz. So we'll take this one off, but if you have the budget, understanding and segmenting your audience is one of those things that will pay itself back in multiples down the road, but I think you should get some revenue going first before you really invest in all the most expensive tools. So I'll take that one off for now, and let's just keep it simple here. Okay, so we'll do just one more question here. We'll save this question. You can also add images and a couple of different design things here, but I want to keep things simple. Okay, so our first question is done here. And now with Thrive Quiz Builder, you have the option of doing a very straightforward quiz where you can do another question, regardless of what they answer, come down to the same question, or you could do branching logic and ask different questions based on the answer of the previous question. And this is something that they mentioned here in their freebie of creating. Let me just find one example here. It's awesome. I mean, sign up for this. This is a really, really high value thing. But based on what they answer for one question, they can branch off logic that way as well. So for this one, let's keep it simple. We'll do another very easy question here. So we've asked their age. Now we're going to ask what type of content do you publish regularly? And we're going to say videos, short news updates, or in-depth business ideas. And I think you can guess where I'm going to go with these things here. So if they do videos, YouTube ads, if they do short news updates, we're going to do Facebook ads. And if they do in-depth business ideas, they'll do LinkedIn ads. And the order doesn't have to be that way. Obviously, we can switch it up here to keep them guessing. And we can save this question as well. And now this is a free-flowing question where I can flow this in like this, Or I could even say only 18 to 30-year-olds. I want to ask that question. I can ask different questions to everybody else. Super powerful. But instead, let's make this a simple quiz and ask one more question here. We'll say, what is the price of your main product or service? Again, totally a random question here. We'll say less than $20. We'll say $20 to $100. And we'll say 100 plus. Okay, now let me just totally guess here. I'm going to assume Facebook ads are for cheaper audiences, YouTube ads are for middle, and LinkedIn ads are for the top. Total guess here. Really doesn't matter for the sake of this demonstration. Okay, so now we have 3 quiz questions. They're going to be asked sequentially, and we could do tagging if we had that autoresponder. I'm going to assume we're using MailerLite for cost savings. And now we're good to go. So we're going to go ahead and hit save and exit here. And the next step is the opt-in gate, and here's where the magic happens. I'll design this field here, or design this page, and I can create dynamic content based on what result they received. So what that means is, let's just go ahead and show you here. You'll get it, I know. I'm going to type in the word dynamic, and I'll see dynamic content shows up here. So what this does is when I drag this onto the page, it'll create different results here, where depending if the quiz determined these guys are good for YouTube ads, whatever I show up here will be specific to that result. So what I can do if I want to segment my audience and capture the leads based on the result they got, I can do this. I'm going to take the lead generation form and the content box around it, and I'm going to drag this inside the content area. And I'm also going to just get rid of this text here. And I'll say, okay, so what I filled out here real quick is I just changed the text to thanks for that. And inside the dynamic content, this is only going to show up for YouTube ad participants. Based on your feedback, I think you've got what it takes to master YouTube ads. Sign up below to get my free report on how to triple your reach with less money on YouTube. So if you are going through this question, you'll be like, oh, wow, this guy has already told me what I need, and he's offering it to me here. Your conversion should be higher than if you just said, thanks for filling it out, now give me your email address. So this should help conversions right off the bat. What I want to do here real fast is, I want to reduce the width of this and center line it. Okay. So now I'm happy here. What I want to do as a marketer though, is when I connect this to my email marketing platform, I want to tag them. I don't want to just know they're a participant. I want to know what answer they got. So I'm going to connect this to my services, integrated with MailerLite here. And let me make sure I've created those tags that I want to create. So inside of the MailerLite account, I'm here under my groups, which is the same as tags essentially. And I'm going to create 3 groups. I'm going to create a group called YouTube ads. I'm going to create a group called Facebook ads. And I'm going to create a group called LinkedIn ads. Okay, so I've got these guys created. Now, when I come back into my quiz, and I want to collect their email address, I'm going to connect it to my service. I'll reload these lists real fast. And since this is my YouTube side, I'll select my YouTube ads. And let's not ask for their name, and your best email. And post opt-in action makes it very easy. They're just going to go to the next step in the quiz. Okay, so now this looks great. Let's go ahead and do the same thing for Facebook ads. And this makes it super easy. All I have to do here is say import content, and I can import everything I just did from YouTube ads into the Facebook ads side, and I'll make a few small tweaks. Okay, so I just changed the text from YouTube to Facebook to make that relevant. And now again, I'll edit this connection to say, these are now Facebook ad guys. Perfect. Everything else is good to go. And lastly, let's go into LinkedIn, and you got the idea. We're going to import the content, and either one works. All right, so now let's personalize this again. Okay, personalize that, and coming here to my connection, and I'll add these guys to a LinkedIn ads list or group. Okay, so now we've personalized this. We could do some more, but I think simple is always better. Let me save and exit now. And we'll run through this at the end of the day, but I want to also show you segmenting the thank you and results page. Cool. And also when you're in preview mode, you can toggle between and it'll show you each state individually. So you can really make sure it looks like you want it to look. Okay, so we're going back to our quiz navigation area. We've created the splash page, the questions, the opt-in gate. The last thing to do here is the results page. All right, and we'll come here to design. Okay, so by default, this design is lacking. Like, it's just not very good. Like, what this would show is this little short code here is just going to show the words Facebook ads or YouTube ads. So let's just go ahead and pretend this never happened, and we're going to delete everything. And here. All right, so now we are a whole lot of nothing. Again, we'll drag in dynamic content. And oops, let's make sure we get it inside probably should have put this in. All right, let's make this bigger for the sake of getting everything in here. Get it. All right, I got it. Oh no. All right, sorry guys. In hindsight, I should have dragged the content in first and then done everything else. Okay, so now we're back again. So what we have here is dynamic content where basically the page they're going to experience is going to be completely customized based on what the result was. So here's where you can go through and basically create your own sales page. Let's go ahead and do a quick content block, which makes things so easy. Okay, so we can kind of pick out something here, and I think a perfect fit in this scenario is the problem and solution, because we already know what the problem is because they've answered our quiz and we've already segmented them and bucketed them into what their problem is, or where their opportunity is, I should say. So if they're in the YouTube ad space, their opportunity is getting better at YouTube ads, and we can know what the problems are based on what the questions were they asked. So we'll add this quick little story, problem, solution in here. And this will pull all of our content in. The story of YouTube ads. And you get the idea. You can go through and make your sales message here. And you can put even a buy button. Don't say buy, say button. Button below there. Buy YouTube ads product. And this can be your tripwire offer for a low ticket amount, or even at this point, you have some trust because they already feel like you know them. You can charge whatever you want to at this point. So that's the YouTube ad side. Again, let's just copy and paste and do some personalization so you get the idea. All right, so on the Facebook ad side, again, we'll import the content. No need to be original here. And here we are again. So we'll just say the story Facebook ads and buy our Facebook ads product. And also to LinkedIn, import. Isn't this easy, by the way? Like, isn't this so cool for the amount of complexity you're actually doing? And then buy LinkedIn ads. Okay, so at this point, we're going to go ahead and save and exit. And we're going to run through this together to make sure everything's working correctly. Okay, so we have saved our changes. Let's just go ahead and review real fast before we test it. So we've made our splash page, our questions, our opt-in gate, and our results pages. And we're using dynamic content on both the opt-in and the results pages to hopefully increase conversions. So let's go ahead and make a page where we're going to put this quiz. And we'll go ahead and go to pages, add new. I think I can probably preview it from here, but I want to go ahead and make it seem like it's real. Let's make a page. Alrighty, so we have our page here. Let's just go ahead and call this take the quiz. And we'll publish it and go into Thrive Architect to just design it out real fast. So we'll launch Thrive Architect. And all we have to do here really is we're going to type in the word quiz and click on this guy and it'll bring up our quiz option here. And boom. So we have our page. We could, design this out and all this good stuff. What I do want to do, let's make this a blank template because I don't want to give people the ability to click off if they're in the middle of the quiz. So I'll go to blank and let's just go to let's do a blank page boxed. Sure. Alrighty. And now I'll get rid of this, and really let's get rid of, we'll keep that there. And we'll add our quiz down at the bottom. And let's see how this looks. Okay, so far looks good. We'll see how the design looks at the end of the day. Let's go ahead and take the quiz ourselves and double check if the bucketing and segmentation works inside of MailerLite. Okay, so it loads up the quiz right here. It looks like a very easy, very clean looking page. So what type of advertiser are you? Select the right medium. Reduce your cost per click. Oh, absolutely. So you already know the promise of what you're going to get, so you are more likely to take the quiz. I also have a social proof thing here that I'm testing to see if that annoys me or if I like it. I'm not sure yet. And my internet's going a little slow today, so bear with me. Okay, so the first question comes up: how old is your audience? And so let's try to plan out one thing. I want YouTube ads to be this result. So I'll say 18 to 30. I publish videos regularly, and my main product or service, I forgot what I said for this. I think YouTube was this one, but we'll see. Thanks for that. All right, so it already gives me YouTube ads here, and I can go ahead and put my email address in. Let me grab a fake email address. Okay, so I'm going to use this guy. Here we are. This is my email address, and I'll submit and go to my results. Now this should give me the YouTube sales page, the YouTube sales letter, essentially. And boom, here we are. So we have the story of YouTube ads, we have our problem, our solution, and our product. So the experience is good for the front end user. Let's see if that person was sent over to MailerLite successfully and given the tag of YouTube ads. So if I come here to my YouTube ads group and click into it, we'll see, boom, right there. This guy was just added and added to my groups at this time. Works perfectly. Now let's run one last test and go for a different result. And so we'll call this one LinkedIn. So we want to get the result of LinkedIn. So what we'll do to restart the quiz is I'll just hit enter again, or I'll refresh this page because everything happens on the single page. All right, so now I can start the quiz again. And so now I want to be an older gentleman. And let's say, for example, I don't have all the perfect answers. I'm going to instead here show that I do videos regularly, but I still have a very high priced product. That's still 2 out of 3 was LinkedIn ads. So it gave me the LinkedIn ads profile. And I'm going to go ahead and put this email address in to see what sales letter I get. Boom. I got my story of LinkedIn ads. I've got my sales letter here. And inside of who's Jim Whatsits? If I go to my groups, and I look at my LinkedIn ads, you can see here I have my LinkedIn ads guy subscribed correctly. All right, guys, so that was really fun for me to go through. We built a quiz completely together. Again, the pricing on Thrive Quiz Builder is really not that much. So let's go ahead and take a look here. If we scroll down to the bottom, for one website, you can get for $67 one time, you can run unlimited number of quizzes on your website. Compare that to $199 per month. Now, I'm sure there are some features that are better on Bucket.io versus Thrive Quiz Builder, but you don't want to overcomplicate things. And if you want to get started with segmenting your audience, this isn't a fantastic way to do it. I'm John from IncomeEdge.com. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, be sure to give my videos a like and a thumbs up and all that good stuff, and share it with your friends. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.